All right, there we go. Hanson, you're on mute right now, but just letting you know, put you on stage so people can see you. Don't type just because while you're on stage, the way that this works is people will hear you. I can also mute you, but yeah, that'll be fine. I can also remove you from the stage. Figured I'd have you up here though for the first 5 minutes or so. Can I launch this? Launch. Poll is launching. All right, I started a poll for those that are in here. If we get enough people, it'll be interesting to see where people are at with their annual revenue for their company. Some people, this is all anonymous, by the way, so don't have to worry about it. It's just so that you can see where other people are at. I already know because I've talked to a lot of the people in this group that people are around. Everyone, for the most part, is under 1 million. And then the other thing is, I don't think there's a lot of people that are also at the 0 because it's more like they want to get started with something. You know, if you're working for a boss and you don't have your own thing, that would be a 0. I'm going to pull up my Gamma presentation as well. Presentation slides are linked at the top, by the way. You should see a little button that says presentation slides. We're going to be going through that, so make sure you click it and save it. How do I actually maximize the screen more? Zoom in. Perfect. Might want to zoom in even more. Yeah. Perfect. All right, we're going to wait 2 more minutes to get started. Everyone get comfy. Hanson, did you get a chance to look more or mess around with what I had showed you yesterday?
No, not yet. The content stuff, not yet.
Yeah.
No.
All good. I'm excited to show the group. It's just making this so much easier.
Yeah, I'm pumped. It looks insane.
Could you also be my eyes for the Q&A?
Yep.
Submitted questions are only visible to the host and panelists. Okay. Public questions and answers are visible to everyone. Gotcha. Perfect. All right, we got 6 people on. For those that just hopped on, we're starting in 1 minute. Also, I hear a feedback from you when I talk.
From me?
Yeah, I hear myself. Sweet. All right, everybody. Let's get started. This will be recorded. You will have access to the link. I'm super pumped to basically get something started where we can all work together. We can actually have a goal where we're going to execute and apply the things that I've been sharing in the group. So I'm actually going to unpin you from the stage. And I'm going to share my screen. We're going to do... I'll do the marketing playbook for now. Perfect. So we're going to be going over the 4-phase AI lead engine system. And the goal of this is by the end, ideally, we're probably going to take, I'd say it'll take about a month. And we'll do weekly calls like this. And I'm going to go over this with you guys. You can get ahead. The stuff is in the group already, but we're going to build this out together. Some of the stuff that's not fully in the group, it might be like the go high level stuff, but I think Hanson has added that. The goal here is in order to create content where you're going to actually bring in leads, you're all in different phases of your business and you all have different kinds of businesses. But this is a universal system that works for everybody. So we're going to develop the business foundation today, which is your ICP, story brand framework, show you the free opt-ins, the Hormozy offers, the email sequences, and that's all we're focused in on today. Not just executing this, but actually understanding how this will apply. I think that's the big thing, the philosophy here. So whenever you're creating, I'm going to stop sharing for a second. Whenever you're creating content that is going to be an ad, it's going to be a landing page, it's going to be a video script. So whatever you're doing, you're speaking to a prospect. The goal here is we need to address their pain points. We need to handle their objections. We need to know what their primary goals are, what their secondary goals are. We need to know the things that motivate them. We need to be crystal clear on what we are communicating to them. What are the promises that we're making them? What are they experiencing before we're involved, and where will they be after we're involved? Ultimately, sales is, I made a post about this earlier, but sales is not something that's supposed to be spammy. Sales is supposed to be something that is ethical persuasion. So if you didn't see it, most people think selling feels sleazy because they're doing it wrong. They focus on themselves. Buy my course, instead of the customer's problem and the desired outcome. So ethical persuasion is not manipulation. It's about articulating the problem more clearly than the prospect can themselves, painting the consequences of not solving it, creating a clear path to their desired outcome, and demonstrating proof it works for people like them. So remove risk from taking the first step. And if you do this properly, selling feels like helping, because it is. So your job isn't to convince anybody to buy something they don't need. It's to help the right people overcome their hesitation to get the solution they already want. So whether it's a service of any kind, whether it's a product, doesn't matter. It's all the same. So the most persuasive people don't use tricks or tactics. They simply understand their customers so deeply that the offer just feels irresistible, inevitable. And I truly believe this. If you believe in the value of your solution and that it is solving a real problem, then selling isn't just acceptable. It's actually a moral obligation. I was taught as a kid that if you see someone in need, you help them, no matter what. So I have skills. I have limited time, but if I have skills or I have a product, it is my job to help people. And that's what gives you I think, the firm foundation where I think you need this foundation in order to do what we're doing. AI is going to help you create this, but I don't want you to think that this is some sort of spammy thing. And if other people tell you it's spammy, it is not. AI is helping you craft the foundation. And from there, you should really, there will be no more questions for you. It's kind of just, because I get DMs all the time. It's, how do I sell this? What's the offer? How do I build a landing page? What do I do? And this system, what we're going over today, over the next 40 minutes, is literally exactly that. We're going to be ethically persuading people by using the foundational business system. And all you need to do, no more courses are really involved. You can just kind of adapt and shift some of the information around that AI comes up with, although it comes up with fantastic things on its own. So let me share my screen again. Find it over here. Great. Share. Let's do, I'll just do this. Share. Great. Let's go down. All right. So after we finish this out, guys, we're going to be, for next week, we set up the emails, your CRM, your funnel page. You will need to optimize your social profiles. So whether you want to use YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. Then there's the brand hub. So I've talked a lot about this, but uploading your brand foundation docs, recording and transcribing personal stories, if that applies to you. If that doesn't, don't worry. Removing hallucinations where they apply, uploading the 7 social media posting styles, uploading your industry knowledge, how to even add industry knowledge, removing hallucinations from your offers and your opt-ins, uploading your 21 ad frameworks. So by the end of phase 2, you're going to actually have an AI that knows you, knows your product, knows your customer, knows industry knowledge too. And you'll also then just be able to kind of like prompt, go in there, and then this is your system to be rapid. You could have a manager, a VA do it. You could do it yourself. With this system, I think you can truly be a one-man army. Next is creating the ads. So after that, we'll go into the actual picking the pain points, creating 3 to 5 ads using a different framework for each variant. You can do there's 10 different pain points that we start off with the framework. You could have more, but the idea here when you're running ads is you want to have 3 stabs at minimum of like figuring out ways of approaching that pain point. So, and there's 21 ad frameworks. So you could definitely have a bajillion. You can have so many. So we have all of the raw material, and that's the goal. Next is determine your mid-journey aesthetic by using the brand jacking mid-journey method. I'd say this is a big one, guys. For just being able to look different. We're at a phase now where if you are just looking like everybody else, you could be a 10 out of 10 in content substance. You will be viewed through the lens of like your cover. You know, people judge a book by its cover on the internet. It sucks. We all know it. It's all true. So the clarity of your camera, the background behind me, all sorts of stuff, it all impacts. You don't need to be a 10 out of 10. You just need to be above a minimum threshold where people don't write you off. So that's all that there is with this. Then we're going to map out your ads to the 4 stages of the funnel. So the problem unaware, category unaware, product unaware, and product aware. Based on your business type, you might not need to do ads on each one of these. So just letting you know. And the thing that I love is the component, the begin recording your videos or creating content. This can be anything, but this is the way I got this from a guy named Bo Norton. I love how he made it very simple. So I drew my own version, but you start with your core. So for me, it is AI lead generation. You know, that'd be my core. So then I need components of that. So it would be probably like a nurture. It would be getting traffic. It would be automating delivery, something like that. It doesn't have to just be 3 components. But with any of those components, then you're going to talk about it with, let's say it's SEO, on-page SEO. Let's do that. All right, so what is a mistake people make with on-page SEO? What is a system that you can give someone for on-page SEO? What's a story that you can share that integrates on-page SEO? I'll give you an example of a story because that's a little bit more abstract. That would be something like back in 2018, there was this crazy in SEO Signals Lab, which is a Facebook group. There is this huge competition. Stephen Kang, the founder of it, said, all right, let's do this. Let's see who can rank for #1 for rhinoplasty plano. And basically, there's a guy named Kyle Roof that proved that you could rank. This is before the Google systems really learned, but it proved that all you need to do was include the word, your keyword, in the right places, and it's not even about the other surrounding content. And he did it with Latin text, and the only actual non-Latin text was his keyword. And he ranked. He beat everybody else that was trying real tactics. That would be an on-page story. Then Google got so frustrated. It's the only recorded moment in time where someone got a manual penalty and got burned, scorched earth burned by Google for on-page optimization. So you would use that story, and the AI frameworks will do that kind of thing for you, as long as you kind of have an idea to say like, hey, here's my story, now use it, apply a framework. That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. Metaphors, giving people like connecting to something they already understand. Questions are FAQs. Insights are more thought leadership, your opinions. So that's what this thing is here. Let's get out of this real quick. Exit. Great. So what is needed? Let's see. How, group, reaching the audience. Let me get over here. Viral formula. Okay, I'm not going to go through this right now. This is for later. The one thing I will show you is just a quick graph, and then I'm going to dig into the actual system. So I want you to kind of have like an image of where we're going. What it looks like. So we have the low ticket offer if you end up doing that, or a free offer. This works well for agencies, for consultants. If you sell products, let's say like an e-com product, you could still do this. If let's say it's like a math course or something like that, then this could still work too. But all you're going to be doing is you have your organic posting. You can do YouTube videos. You can do meta ads. I like Meta Ads a lot. It is by far the lowest cost acquisition system. So this is all cold audiences. And you send to a simple landing page, and we're going to go over how to build that landing page, but it's also in the course. Warm audiences. So after they hit this landing page, we have email sequences, we have more meta ads, and then we have YouTube and organic social. So add YouTube. You can do all sorts of stuff, but you're basically retargeting at this point. And then you're going to your other offer. So you're solving different. So if I go back up here in these components, you're solving with your content different pain points, and then you're going to be earning trust. It takes about 7 hours to do so. So that's why you need to continue to do ads, and you need to do it cheaply. So if you give away things for free, then your cost drops drastically. If you try to push somebody who's not ready for a purchase to purchase, that's when your cost per lead is like $20, $30. Like, it's really hard to really get a return if you're anytime someone even kind of like expresses some interest in a bottom of the funnel offer and they haven't been warmed up, it gets expensive because you're not going to convert them at a high rate. Only 3% of the market's ready to buy. So a real funnel, it's all about cheap placement of yourself. So that's what we're trying to accomplish here. Let's see here. Public. Okay, we're still good. Hanson, just text me actually if I need to answer a question. Feel free to ask questions as we go along, by the way, guys. So you have 3 options to reach your audience. Everything we're doing is about forming the materials to reach them, but you'll use ads, organic social media posts, organic video content. And here's the secret. I will tell you this. Ads are no different from organic content. The only difference is that you have paid to push the content in front of the person. So ask yourself this: why are you overcomplicating it? Psychology is universal. So people want what people want. They respond the same way. It's literally just about identifying the pain points. That's it. And then it's just be consistent, deliver value. So that's all there is to it. You can look at the rest of this. That's it. We go through a whole system over here too. We're going to start here now with the ICP prompts and deep research, go into the story brand, Hormozy style offer, free offer, single asset, and then an email sequence. So we're going to do these 5. Let's dig in. I'm going to open up school. Hopefully I'm logged in. You know what? I'm going to share my other screen because I am logged in on the other one. Stop sharing. Share. We'll do window. Oh, man. It's only letting me do it on Chrome. Let me log in real quick, guys. Feel free to ask some questions. ContentSprout.ai. And of course. Well, that's fun. See if I can do this. I'll just do entire screen. Hopefully this will work. Okay. If you can't see this, then just let me know, but we're inside of school. So in the classroom, we have the foundation over here. We have the ICP optimization and research. That is the main piece that we're going to work on, and the story brand framework. We have your creating lead magnet ideas. We have applying the ICP. We have all this different stuff. It's kind of scattered. So what I recommend is starting here. So let me copy this, put this in the chat, and submitted questions. Where did you take the 7 hours of content stat? That is a Google statistic. So I don't have the exact thing open, but that is a stat that Google gave. Okay, and then I'm going to add a link real quick. Sorry for the infinite screen. Hopefully everyone has the presentation slides. I'm going to remove that now. And now we're going to do school link. And here you go. All right, now the school link Hanson, no, I cannot hear you. I can put you back on stage, though, if you want. You're muted. I'll add you to the stage, though. I can hear you now, Hanson.
Okay.
So you might want to mute yourself if you want. All right, I'm going to go back now. Let's go over here. Because there is feedback, so mute yourself if you're not talking. All right. Here's how this flow will go. All right. We have the single AI flow. ICP into StoryBrand, into lead magnets, scarcity. You're just going to click these and follow along. So for one, I want to make sure you guys understand that O1 Pro is going to make this your life a whole lot easier. And it is worth every penny of the $200. You do not absolutely need this. It just simplifies things so much. Let me explain what no one on the internet apparently wants to share or understands about this system. You know how, for those that have been in this program and have done the webinar where I talk about the prompt shovel and talk about sharpening the intellect of the AI and trying to prime how it thinks. Well, O1 Pro doesn't require that. O1 Pro is able to think at such a deep level and go through so many things and hold it all like consecutively. So I could have 50 different things that it needs to remember. Hey, make sure to write in short sentences, be witty, do this. Here's some information about me. And here's this other thing over here. Like it's keeping all of that. You get unlimited usage of this for $200. It is an employee for me. It is everything. It is not only that, but I have, if you go to GPT 4.5, and then you enable deep research. Now you can research whatever you want. So this is also part of that $200 subscription. Really, really powerful. So I can get my ICPs, like real data from like Reddit and Quora and all sorts of stuff, and then improve my ICP research even further. I can validate it. I can go and fetch a bunch of information for a sales call that's about to happen. I'm just trying to tell you, like, please use. It is worth the $200 if you can afford it, at least for a month. Try it out. And I absolutely love it. So there's 3 reasons. It's the O1 Pro, which can reason at anything and handle so much. 4.5 is the model that absolutely sounds the most human and all copywriting. I absolutely love using this for copywriting. And next, the deep research. Those are the 3 things I use it for. So let's dig in though. I'm going to do O1 Pro and let's do this. I'm going to go right, and then we'll do this one on the left. And all we do, click the ICP, and you're going to copy this. You'd put it in. This is the only one I'm actually going to show you because there's nuance. Otherwise, you can follow. You can do the prompts yourself. But I want to show you this. So we have this detailed avatars description, and great. All right, so here's all that is required to create your ICP. Just make a statement of who you are. Make it short. So I am an AI marketing strategist who creates custom AI solutions for agencies and consultants. I help them turn AI into cash, streamline operations, and scale their business beyond 7 figures. All you have to do, take my business description and prompt it. So here, I can literally show over here. We'll do another one over here. This applies for anything because if you're in your course, whether it's my course or someone else's, this works like a charm. So you'll say, I am coming up with a description of what I do. So you restate what you're doing. I have an example of the best way to do it that my teacher gave. And then I want you to make mine as good as theirs. Here's theirs, their description. And here's mine. All right, and then you're just going to add your description. Keep it short. It's literally just, I am an SEO agency. I am a marketing agency. I'm a digital marketing consultant. I am a coach. I am an e-commerce company that creates, that sells, that does this for these people. Keep it short. Then you say, and you can follow along. Like the idea here is let's knock it down. You can get this done. If you haven't done this yet, I highly recommend it. Turn AI into cash. So what do you do for them? Usually it's going to be time or money related. It might be some sort of health thing. It could be, yeah, that's typically going to be it. Stress, time, money. That's what you're doing for people. How are you doing it? If it's a fun toy, then it's more I give them something that they will enjoy, that they can spend time on, So that's all there is. You'll paste it in, you can copy whatever I've done, and you'll just do that. Then you get your ICP. So that's all there is to it on this one. Let me show you a full build out though. Let's go over here and go to my ICP. So once we build this out, this is just the ICP. It's the first, it's just 2 prompts. I'm an AI marketing strategist. I do this stuff. I said my school group is organized by the following courses, which I will be organizing it this way soon. But attract, capture, nurture, convert, deliver, and automate. Great. Here's my thing. Ambitious lead seekers, efficiency-focused consultants, lean team agency owners. Simple ICP label is my sub 7-figure agency consultants. Before me, with my solutions, these under 7-figure entrepreneurs struggle to generate consistent high-quality leads. They feel overwhelmed by manual tasks and inefficient marketing systems, and they realize time and resources are wasted managing too many moving parts. After me, they enjoy consistent lead flow without needing a massive team. They confidently scale beyond 7 figures through streamlined marketing operations. They reduce their overhead, preserve lean teams, and see profits rise. When this matters most, they seek help when lead gen stalls or becomes too costly. They notice their competitors using AI and they want to outpace them. They're sick of managing a bloated team or worrying about payroll, and their time is spent on low value. So as you can see, like you're really trying to get this nailed down, and the ICP prompt nails this down. It's going to really crystallize everything for you. So your primary goals of my audience will be here, their dreams, the promises I'm making to them, the complaints that they have. So stuck under 7 figures and I can't break past that revenue plateau. I have all these manual processes that slow me down. I'm wasting time on low-level tasks. Negative statistics, it's going to generate some fake ones. I would actually, in this case, I would use a deep research prompt. This is a perfect use case of deep research where I would go in and say, I need negative statistics for agencies and that are associated with bad marketing or lead gen or whatever like the problem is. You paste that in. It doesn't have to be something that you like need a prompt from me for. That's the kind of thing where this is perfect for deep research. And you can use Grok and other things too. There are budget ways around it. Deep research does a better job of giving you a bigger report, more depth, and kind of intuiting what you want. So here's the objections. What this system is doing, we're creating a foundation where if this is just in your system text forever now for AI, you're able, let's say someone messages you in the comments. They have a comment on your ad, or someone DMs you, right? Where they ask questions about your system, about you, about what you're selling. Maybe they email you. I don't respond to emails or messages without first running it through, because it has my ICP. It knows what I should say. So I'll just say something like, hey, here's what they just told me. This is the first interaction I had. I just gave them this resource. They responded to it. What should I say? Great. Now you've just made yourself into a professional salesperson, because this is literally what a salesperson would memorize. That's what this is doing for you. A landing page is the same thing. All the components of your landing page are all here. Every single piece of a landing page, every video script that's going to be an ad, the pieces are here. So really all this is doing now is we're going to take this and then we're going to layer in a template and then give it a little bit of context, push it through, create something. Exactly what we want. That's what we're creating. We're creating a machine. Here's the consequences. These are the things that happen if they don't actually follow through. Revenue stagnation. You need to basically paint a picture for people. So The real enemy is the fear of change in marketing, the overwhelm by new technologies, the resistance of it to innovation or AI adoption, complacency with outdated lead tactics. There's all sorts of stuff. Their ultimate fears: false solution versus true. So generic AI software alone can scale the business. Uh, there might be stuff where it's like, well, I don't agree. You'll run into something like that. I encourage you, if you run into anything that is wrong, what I would do is I'd copy the whole thing, and then I just say, "Hey, here's the ICP that I have." Once again, your ICP is in your background, and you just prompt, and you'll say something like, "Hey, this is not right. Let me give you some insight." So for me, I'm literally just doing this. I hit this little record button, and I'm just going to speak it out, and that's it. You're in a dialogue, and then tweak it. So that's why I say that you can basically rely on this doing 80% of the work, maybe more. I'd say for me, it's about 90. But if this is wrong, make sure you don't just like keep this. It's really important to get this part right. It's worth the time to take out of your day to just make sure this is good, because once again, this is used in everything. All right. Next, key beliefs and success myths. Let's see, the DIY AI fallacy. You must hire a large team and dramatically increase overhead to scale beyond 7 figures. That is a lie. It's a myth, success myth. Real success, here's the success myth truth. We're going to flip that on its head and say real success comes from lean strategic AI that allows your existing team to achieve higher output, leading to breakthrough revenue without expensive staffing. So at the end of this, here's how to use this ICP: messaging and positioning. So this is going to highlight my messaging, my marketing copy. It speaks to their fears, my objection handling, and my offer crafting. All of it uses this. So that's how this works. Next, we'll go back here. Classroom. Go back. Story brand. That's a single prompt, guys. You're just going to keep the same conversation going, and you're copying the exact, literally everything. You're putting that in. If you have your ICP in the same conversation, you don't need to paste it again. So you can just do this. And then you can go. That simple. And you just keep going through the whole thing. So you're just going to go in order over and over and over again. So here's the next prompt. Then once again, if you're keeping the same conversation, you don't need to paste this in. You could just do this. Keep the same combo, then do this for your second prompt on this, and then move on. So let me show you what that looks like when we have the offers, because this is the thing that we're going to need to create. Let's do a new one. Open up my offers. So I think I have one over at Personal Brand Hub Andrew. Should be it. Great. So those are the prompts. Is this my actual thing? Bonus urgency. No, let's go to my lead magnets. Great. So here's that lead magnet result for me when I did this. And I'm constantly improving how I do this, but the accuracy of this is all about that initial ICP. So it's going to give you something like this: the 60% automation blueprint. Identify your agency's top 5 AI implementation opportunities. Cool. It's a great idea, AI. I think I'll make that, Now you could make this manually, or you could get AI to help you create this, but either way, it is a framework and assessment format. The pain point addressed is this one. The value, once again, we needed that ICP so that we know we're addressing something that matters. Value proposition helps agencies do this. The implementation time, you could adjust this as you want. ROI connection, each identified opportunity includes estimated time savings and potential revenue impact. Great. So it's coming up with these sorts of things. AI service packaging matrix, transform existing services into premium AI enhanced offerings. I mean, if you're a marketing agency, which is my main audience, this would be great. So this is exactly the kind of thing that you're going to be outputting when you are over here for your lead magnet ideas. Next is scarcity. So anything below the line is what you copy. Keep the same conversation going, guys. You just keep it going. You have my ICP and story brand info. I want to create an Alex Hormozy style offer. So this is from from this. If you don't have this book, he might still be giving it away for free, worth the $30 or $20, whatever it is. If you're going to buy any book, I would recommend this one for business. Most practical, most beneficial book, I think, for most business owners. And honestly, what I'm doing, my course is an ingestion of, this was an ingestion of like all of the greats, and he really distilled it. And what I've done is I've read so much, but this one, I basically took this and I've built AI solutions for all of it. So that's what we're building, is AI solutions for this. All right. So you paste this, you keep going, and then you get your next piece. So what that looks like here is story brand framework. Customer is the hero's journey. Scaling a successful agency should mean financial freedom. Blah, blah, blah. Gives you a whole story, a narrative. Step 2, identifying the customer's core problem. This is basically just a narrative version, and it's really helpful, but you have a problem statement, you have external problems, internal problems, and philosophical problems. Next is positioning you as the guide. So this is the enhanced version. Basically, I don't know why it's giving me an enhanced version, but you as the guide. So you are not the hero of the story. I think a lot of websites, that's the problem. They speak about we do this, we're great. It's really, this is why I like funnels so much. It's much easier to create and edit a funnel. And you're basically just positioning that entire page as it's about the person. Are you experiencing this? Do you want this? Here's what other people say. And then you're just positioning yourself. No one wants to work with someone who's just like a no. I suffer from this. I've been a know-it-all since I was a kid. And it was my job to make the teacher look stupid. And like, it's my greatest gift is my ability to just like take in knowledge. But then once again, the flip side is I get prideful and then I hurt my ability to sell. Everyone struggles with this that I've met for the most part, where there's a little bit too much pride, a little bit too much I sort of talk, not enough about you as the guide. And you're just there to sort of like push someone and they're the heroes. So that's what this story brand framework is about. Donald Miller created it. Great dude. Then we go into outlining the plan. So now that you're positioned as a trusted guide, here is the plan for how we're going to fix this. So if this needs to be edited, it does well, but if you have something that is a little bit different, make sure you edit this stuff, but it gives you a really good framework. So then we define the call to action. Once again, if you get anything like your output here. So if I do story brand, if I get my output after this and it outputs the full story brand, if there's any piece of the story brand that is not in line, I'll literally just copy the whole story brand output and then I'll prompt and say something in a separate conversation. I'll just say, hey, this is not in line. Here's what needs to change or something. And then I have the new edit. You can use AI to easily make those adjustments on the fly. So scarcity is focusing on scarcity offers. Urgency focuses on urgency offers. Then we have bonuses and guarantees. So the bonuses, these are really nice. Basically, this is called value stacking. So what we're going to be creating, and you guys have probably seen it before, but a really effective funnel is, all right, it's $17, $4, $10, $50, whatever, to get something. Well, they clicked checkout or whatever. Hey, do you want this other thing too? We actually have a tool. We have a full guide, a walkthrough video series of this, of that, and it's something to enhance this experience that's adjacent or an add-on, and you just offer it. So your ability to market successfully will grow the more of these assets that you're coming up with. So let's say you have a failed asset. You ran $200 of ads, which is great for a test. It didn't go anywhere. People weren't responding, whatever reason. Well, that's not a total fail because you can package that up as an add-on. It's a bonus. Might as well use it. It doesn't have to just be gone. So that's what these bonuses are. It's giving you ideas. So there's naming and relevance, addressing your core issues. You're improving the customer's life. You need vivid mental imagery. There's all sorts of stuff here. Bonus examples. So complimentary strategy session. Its value is this. Exclusive access to a report. Value is this. custom implementation plans, VIP onboarding experience, partner discount program. There's all sorts of stuff, but you're creating these bonuses. That's what this section is for. So let me exit out of this. Next is the guarantees. You do not have to have a guarantee, but let me kind of explain when you would use one. A guarantee would be used when you if you do not have a lot of case studies, if you are not a notable person in the industry, then typically you're going to need a guarantee or something. You benefit heavily from a guarantee because all that when you become a person that people recognizes, it's trust. You have built trust, and that carries with you, and that's what building a brand is. You've built trust, and that is we have an economy of trust, really, of like if people trust you, they give you a lot of stuff. Heck, the banking system works that way. My dad is a serial entrepreneur. He literally can get like $10 million of debt. They'll just say like, "Hey, here you go." Ridiculous. And they just trust him. Like, yeah, sure, we trust you. So trust is power. So guarantees is just a way to build that trust that, okay, and the other side of trust is fear. It's basically mediating fear and increasing trust that this is worth my investment because, all right, if I don't like it, then I get a money back guarantee, or they're going to keep doing the service until I do get an ROI, whatever your guarantees are. So there's unconditional ones, there's conditional ones. Anti-guarantees flips the concept. That's basically stating what your product or services does not promise to do. So this one's more of like setting realistic expectation. You can do implied guarantees. You can stack some guarantees, all sorts of stuff. But that's what this section's for. You're just continuing this conversation thread. You're pasting. You're going through. So we have like 2 prompts in here, 1 prompt in here. So we're at 3. We have, I think, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This whole system is about 10 prompts. You can keep the entire conversation, by the way. Just keep that thread going. And if you do, with O1 Pro at least, it works well. You will start to experience a drop-off probably by the end output. I would not continue that conversation if you're not using O1 Pro. I'd probably just keep the ICP and StoryBrand, and then maybe the final output. Those are the 3 things I would keep if you're not going to keep the entire conversation. ICP, StoryBrand, final output. Let me show you the final output, what it looks like. All right. Offer 1. Agency owners, and by the way, this is actually a worse output than if you were to do it one at a time. I generated 5 offers all at the same exact time. If you were to just say, give me 1 and produce 1, you get a much better one. Like, I would rate it double the quality. So just keep that in mind. Offer 1, agency owner's 90-day profit margin accelerator system. The core transformation promise. Transform your agency from a demanding job into a valuable asset by implementing these systems. Increase your profit margins by this. Reduce your operational involvement by 60%. Scarcity. Only accepting 12 agency owners for our March cohort to ensure personalized attention, maximum implementation support. 8 spots have already been claimed, leaving just 4 spots open. Here's the urgency. The transition from Q1 to Q2 represents the perfect strategic moment to implement AI systems. This seasonal offer is specifically designed to help you leverage this natural business cycle to transform your operations while your competitors are still planning. Limited timeline. Boom. What's included? So here's what's included. And I think what you should be seeing here, if you guys are paying attention, is this it's an offer, but it should look a lot like a video sales letter. Should also look a lot like maybe a funnel page, all sorts of stuff. So the only difference is I haven't added my prompt to say, create the funnel page. That's it. Or create the video sales letter. But this gives you the foundation. Now, if it's going to talk about things like these bonuses that you don't actually agree with, you're going to have to change that. And that's when the manual piece comes in. But once again, AI is getting you a lot of the ideation. So that's all that this is. It starts with this core transformation, goes down. We get into the bonuses. Then we have the guarantee, the 25% profit margin guarantee, We guarantee that implementing this will increase your profit margins by this within 90 days, or we'll continue working with you at no additional cost. So this is like a unconditional. Basically, it's just saying no, without a doubt, 90 days. You would probably want to have something in there that's like, if you do this for 90 days straight and follow our exact thing every day, mapped out, like exactly what I said to do every single day, then we guarantee it. Great. If you're that confident in what you're doing, cool. Or like that your product's going to last for a year, 10 years, whatever, give those guarantees. A lot of times people don't take the time to even like return something. We all know how this is. There's literally guarantees on a cereal box. Can you imagine taking the time out of your day to return a cereal box? Like, depending on the value of what you're selling, if it's low enough, you don't really have to worry that much about people returning something. You might want to if it gets super high and expensive. Anyway, so that's what this thing is. Here's the conditions. Great. Here's the investment options. These are just ideas for you. Here's the call to action. Great. And we're coming up with all of these. So that's what this is. You come up with your free offers. So free offers are things, where's that? Lead magnets. These are simple ideas. Where's the, let me go up to the spot that I want. Naming, bonuses, scarcity, ICP. Let's actually do this. Persona brand hub. Let's do this one. And I believe it'll be here. Yeah, great. So what my prompts are also doing, so back over here, and then I'll give some time for questions. I know I'm moving through a lot, but this is the foundation. It's all in here, which is why I'm not too worried about moving through this kind of quickly. But you follow along, you click these, you're prompting. Now, whether you choose to do a fresh conversation, use 3.7 Claude or something else, I could go in here. I could say start your chat. If you aren't going to maintain the same conversation, do this. 3.7 extended, formal, go to town, paste your information, and just give it the context it needs. That's it. So let me go back. So this is what we have literally created with the same system for 100K SEO traffic blueprint, how e-commerce brands are slashing their PPC costs. So this will be something that you can give on LinkedIn for free, and it's a free offer that you can give people as an ad. So, hey, here's the 100K traffic blueprint. Download it for free. Cool. That's all that this is meant to be. A lot of ad content actually is content that you just give away for free without even an email in other platforms. So like LinkedIn, you could give away the PDF or ebook. On YouTube, you could give a video guide on a landing page. Hey, come to this landing page. I'll tell you exactly how I do this. You could have made a whole YouTube video about that, but they don't know, right? You just want them in your system, in your universe, and then you can retarget them. So it comes up with the title. Here's the heading. Here's the text. Heading, text, heading, text. It gives us everything. So this entire asset was built out. You can add your own stuff in here, and you can get it more advanced, a little bit with deep research, a little bit with your own brain, but this uses the viral frameworks that work for these kinds of things. Let me show you what it looks like if you actually create it. Then I use something like this. Where did that? Oh, here it is. 100K traffic blueprint. So I go into, at a different phase, we're going to go into creating your mid-journey sort of aesthetic, just so you can stand out. This company is about bliss and drive. So I took drive a little bit literally, but the idea is the bliss element. If the company's name is Bliss Drive, then what I'm trying to illustrate is something that is peaceful while having some sort of forward, strong kind of like adrenaline drive sort of thing. So I thought this car would be good. So you have something like that. Put it on here. You have a single template. Once you create your template, which is in here, they have carousel templates. Then you're just duplicating pages and editing them, and you'll do this over and over again. So this is exactly what you just saw, and now this is what it looks like. So I've just pasted it in, highlighted some stuff, bolded some stuff. That's all there is to it. Here I decided I can put in these little like bubbles. Sometimes you could do things like, hey, give the whole slide to Claude, and you could say something like, are there any good slides or any good opportunities for a visual? I actually have this somewhere in the school group too, the prompts for this. But it'll tell you, yeah, this would be a good slide to do a visual for. And then you can have Claude either use an SVG to build out a visual and give you ideas, or you could go to Midjourney, whatever you want. But that's all there is to it. You're creating this at the very end. Oh, first off, there's two important elements here. One, you'll put the download our complete retail executives PPC liberation blueprint. This is the thing that costs money, by the way. If it was for an ad, maybe you charge it like something low. You just want to get someone used to like buying something. You want to make sure they have an abundance of value. So the idea here is at the very top of this free asset, they are aware of this other thing that really crystallizes what they're reading here further and takes it probably where they actually want it to go. Okay. So this is just a teaser, and that's all that this is meant to do. Next, you can add screenshots and different things. It'll give you a lot of good information, but ultimately, if you really want to take it to a next level, you'll probably want to take screenshots or something of like, hey, what's a good way I could visually demonstrate this? This whole system does that. That's why this is powerful. It's like you're getting all of that created. Not only that, but you have your emails. So let's see if I can show you the email sequence. Here's the email sequence for this. Day one. And once again, the AI system, just follow along. You just click email creation and follow this video, and you'll get this, guys. So day one is your PPC addiction is costing you $100,000. So this is for an e-commerce thing. Great. And this is one angle. Day two, how we slash PPC costs by 60%. It made that up. How much have you actually slashed PPC costs? Or whatever the thing is that you're doing, that's where you put this in. And then anything where like, okay, it's talking a lot about this thing where I didn't actually do that. That's fine. Just grab this, grab the whole thing, and then you're just going to paste that in. And then you're going to speak to the AI and say what you actually did and say, I still like this format. I want to keep the same type of stuff, but ultimately I need to build this around what I've done. Here's what I've done. That's all you have to do. This kind of thing, like selling these email sequences are worth thousands of dollars. I would say like this full sequence is worth $2,000. Easy. I know because I've spent that much money. All right, so fashion brand, cut this. It's designed to basically take someone philosophically of like, hey, let's position you. So someone has downloaded that free asset, right? Of where is this? Lead magnet ideas, scarcity. Yeah, so we have that asset, the carousel creation. You got their email. For whatever reason, you're getting more emails. And the whole thing is now with those emails, you're going to tie everything together. So your offer should tie into the free thing, and your email should tie into that. So that's what we're creating. We'll do a whole session on creating this piece, but I'm showing you this is the overarching sort of guide here is this. You get everything. And it's pretty easy to then create like a landing page or something. Let's see if I think I texted it to my sister. See if I can find, yeah, here we go. Perfect. So let me grab that and then show you one more thing. So I'm just going to do this for a second and show you how I use this. So I had my ICP, I had that context, and all I asked it was, hey, I need a landing page for, what I'm doing. So, and then I could say something like, I could either take, it does well just doing that, but if you were to take someone else's landing page, you could say, I want it in this style. You can do that. L1 Pro does it really well. But here it is. This is for the new school landing page, what I want to have on there. So, hey there, welcome to the Lean AI growth community. I would call this AI marketeers though. Look, if you're tired of juggling a million tasks, watching your team burn out, just plain sick of guessing why your lead gen isn't delivering, you're in the right place. We're about to take AI and turn it into cold hard cash. No bloated budgets, no hiring frenzy, and definitely no fluff. Here's the deal. I've got frameworks. As you can see, what we've created is the foundation to create these sorts of assets. I have video scripts too. So let me give you one taste of video scripts, and then I'm going to pause for the questions. Where is the... Do this 2.1. It goes in here somewhere. Content Hub, maybe? Yeah, perfect. So this is a organic video script. Hey, I'm Andrew. Here's the deal. You don't need an army of copywriters, endless emails, or constant content creation to turn leads into high-ticket clients. All you really need is a smarter email strategy, one that's powered by AI and tailored directly to your prospects' biggest pain points. I call this the pain point personalization framework. Fancy name, simple concept. I know it sounds suspiciously good, but let me quickly reassure you, this isn't theory. It's exactly how I've built businesses doing blah, blah, blah. This is the whole script. I just read this. And then my whole goal here now is how do I find the screenshots and the visuals to then make this happen? So I hope this has shown you why this is the foundation. This is the foundation because it's going to allow you to do everything. So all you'll need after you have this is your go high level setup so that you're taking in leads, your email setup so that you're able to actually send these emails and to follow up with people, your funnel page to actually funnel people in. And then you want it, because you're going to be on social media, you just need to have an optimized social media profile that looks good. That's really it. The rest of this is about quality of life, making use of what's created here, making it as easy as possible, having a specific framework to apply this to. Let's get very specific with an ad campaign and make sure that we've tied together all of the organic stuff, the ads, everything, just making sure that it actually can be applied. And then over here is just how do I have constant content? Because typically if someone likes your ad, they actually will follow you. That's how you actually get followers. It's really easy to get followers. If you're just running ads, someone likes your content, and you're already posting stuff that's good and free, yeah, people will follow you. Or they just get suggested your stuff more. So, all right, let me go back to here. Do this, go here, stop sharing. Perfect. So here, let's do this. All right. What's good? Was there any questions over here? Let's see. Great book too. Story brand is insightful. I don't think I've ever seen examples of Hormozy's framework so clear and articulated. Awesome. Yeah, the Hormozy's framework, this is what O1 Pro is so good at, guys, is literally it's allowing you to transform anything where if I can take a framework, I can take examples, and then I'm basically just trying to like push it together like pressure to form a diamond. And that's what I'm trying to do. Because ultimately, here's what I see as the biggest struggle with AI prompting. People know to a certain extent the information that they need to put into a prompt, but it's so inefficient that in the memory and the model that they're using, it's not able to handle it. So by simply removing the junk and really tightening things up, you're able to get the kind of quality you want. And some people try to get by it with, well, what if I embed this? And now it's in my project files. The problem with that is even in your project files, it's not actually reading all of it. It's reading only chunks of what it thinks is relevant. So if we get our prompts and the outputs and just the context as as dialed in as possible, that's when you get true insanity. Hi, Andrew. How to connect AI to Canva? So I actually haven't done this yet. I know they have an API. I don't connect the AI straight to Canva. I'm not making enough assets where it makes sense for me to take the time to do that. My whole focus is just, okay, let's create. I'd rather just do it manually, create the asset. Until you have a machine, like a true machine, and you're scaling, 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 I see no reason why people should be trying to automate all of this in a tool. Just do it. It doesn't take long. This entire process would have taken weeks and experts to do. You, as a non-expert, can do it in an hour, maybe two. So that's what I recommend. Just spend a little bit of time on this. Tofu, mofu, bofu. Yes, indeed. Q&A. Is there any other ones? Or you take the 7 hours stat? Yeah, already got that. Any other questions, guys? As I'm going through this, if I have any sort of things where you're like, hey, I would love to do it for my company, or and here's my information, and you want to submit your website, or we can build something out. I don't have to do it for mine. I can do it for somebody else's. I can contextualize it around whatever. If there's something specific where, hey, you move too fast around this, I'm not familiar enough with your content, let me know. This is the time to give that sort of feedback, and I will take note of it. And we have another one of these at the same time next week. So we're going to be going into this further and crystallizing it even more. So highly recommend that everyone watches this and really does this for themselves prior to next week so that you have that. And I recommend setting up a Google Doc where you just have ICP, StoryBrand. You have it all there in your little tabs. We have another question. Do you have frameworks or examples of landing pages for service selling? Yes. So the question was, we'll add to stage. Do you have frameworks or examples of landing pages for service selling? I don't have something like right on me, but what I do know is that there's plenty of websites that I have up here that I know would be good. Are you talking about Ariel? Are you talking about the for an ad landing page, or are you talking about organic? Because those are two different things. If we're talking a funnel, and is it a funnel offer for a service, or is it just the bottom of the funnel? Because that makes a difference here. I am building, by the way, more and more assets where like I'm going to have like a whole swipe file. Highly recommend that you guys keep your own swipe files too. But Ariel, I'll give you more information, but I need you to a little bit more context. Mm-hmm. I'll give it one more minute for questions. Otherwise, I'll close this shop down and then I'll make sure to post the link. Hanson, do you have any thoughts? I know you're probably just as much of you're at the same skill level as many people that are in the group that haven't really done this kind of thing. So, and you've also had more exposure to my stuff, but anything that I can make sure I cover better.
No, I think I was just thinking it's like once you get your hands dirty with this stuff is when you realize like, oh man, okay. I like how you make it super easy for people to just copy and paste prompts and input your own information, because once you get the first part done, it's literally just following every prompt after that and you get really outstanding results. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think the most important thing is everyone just needs to dive in and copy their first prompt, get the ICP set up, and then just build out everything.
Yeah. And I highly recommend just doing one if you want to get ahead, because you don't need to wait on this the full series. Don't try to build out 5 or 10, just build one. So if the prompt system that is currently in school says generate 5, just adjust it so it's only doing 1. And then you're just going to focus on that one offer, and you're going to start building content around that one thing. And that's it. Actually, I'll show before we go off. I was doing this exercise so I can show you what it looks like. Let's go to the top here. Okay, so when I was ready to actually, create some content, here's what I did. I said, hey, I want to give you, help me with all this stuff with my ICP. Last thing is I'll provide is what you should do after giving deep thought and inspection into the material. So I give the ICP information, scroll through. I give all that information that we just went over. Next, here is I gave it that little image, the core and then the components. I gave it that too. And I said, hey, now I need my content. That's what we're going to use to actually map out the content for our social media posts and figure out what we're going to say. So we have our core here, and then it's telling us, hey, component, attract and capture. And I would focus in on one of these. All right, I'm going to focus in on the AI-driven content strategy. I'm going to build out some content on this and go to town. So it gave me 3 of these and broke down each of them into 6, total of like 520 possible pieces of content from this. Next, all I said was, let's do component 2.1. And then I named it. And then I said, this isn't in the school group, by the way, so you're getting a peek. You are maintaining your understanding of the ICP, what I do, and this content methodology. So now output this table, and it did. But then I said, great, let's do this, but actually do it a little bit differently. So now what I have over here is I've got my description of what this is. I've got my YouTube friendly title or my standard title. I actually think the standard title is better in this case. So mistakes, it's giving me 5 different mistakes I could do in this realm. So boring client onboarding emails that kill momentum, manual onboarding, your hidden profit killer, neglecting immediate client wins in onboarding, or why your clients ghost after signing up, the #1 hidden profit leak you're ignoring, the dead fish onboarding email mistake, the blindfolded onboarding trap, avoid this, instant win welcome sequences, the lean AI personalized onboarding pathway, the 7-day client activation formula. All of this is just content that's like being created. And now all it would need to do is I just say, I need a social post. Here's my framework. I need a YouTube script. Here's an example one. I need an ad. Here's the ad. That's it. So it's literally blowing my mind. I can get so much content now, and it's just map it out, take it a month at a time, create an email sequence based on this too. So anyone who hits a funnel page attached to this idea, this concept of this component over, where's the component? This one over here. I'm running, all right, I have a nurture and convert campaign where that's my selling point. I'll have a funnel page for it. I'll have an email sequence for it. I'm going to have organic content for it. I'll have assets created around it. There's all sorts of different things, but you're just creating each of these pieces. It really, really helpful. So that's the ultimate goal here is we're going to have an entire engine, and there's no tool in the market that produces content like this. Absolutely insane. All right. I think that's it for this one. We've gone over our time, so I think we're charged by the minute now. we got to go. All right. Thank you for hopping on. I'm going to give you guys the webinar link, and please provide some feedback. Let me know. I want to continue to improve. I'm not offended if something is bad. Everyone starts somewhere and improves. I've got lots of areas for improvement. So cheers. Thanks for hopping on, everybody.